Welcome back, folks. Well, we are very honored to have with us this morning former Prime Minister Basdeo Panday. We've been talking about the inquiry into the 1990 coup, and of course he is firmly of the view that this will carry very little value, that it will yield very little result. Now I thought we would talk a bit about the performance of the People's Partnership, and of course you've made very strong statements recently, particularly with reference to the government's handling of this Reshmi Ramnarayan scandal.
Yes, if I may add as an introduction, when I voted in the last elections, I voted for my party, the UNC, and I voted because I wanted change. As in fact, I think a majority of the people in the country wanted change, so they voted against the PNM and they voted for this party. I have not seen that change. I have seen the PP government continuing exactly like the PNM. One of the things I talk about, I believe that under the PNM, the Ministry of Housing was one of the most corrupt ministries, particularly with regard to the distribution of houses. I keep writing to the minister, asking the minister, will you kindly indicate the criteria by which houses will be allocated, or the criteria by which you are allocating houses, or your ministry is allocating houses, and I can't get an answer at all. So that is my general impression, is that we voted for change, but we have not seen the change. It may come, I don't know. We have not seen it so far. So that, having said that, I really said that to introduce my answer to you. Where is the change, even with regard to the Reshmi affair? Where is the change? They are still continuing in that old way, and they continue what is called the secrecy that surrounds it. I thought there was a promise being made on the public platform that there will be open government, and that they would not hide anything. Why are they hiding? And they continue to hide it up to this day. The process by which this lady was appointed. The Prime Minister apologizes. The apology is not the issue. Everybody knows that they have done something wrong. So maybe to say that, oh yes, all right, we did something wrong, let's move on to the next wrong. That's not the issue. The issue is, if there's going to be open government, and you say the people must have a say in this government, mustn't the people know the process by which this appointment was made, so that they may guard against its recurrence? That's how I saw it myself.
Going back, actually, I wanted to focus for a bit on that issue that you raised with the Ministry of Housing, because I would have thought that you would have been impressed by Jerlene John's, the work that what Jerlene John has been engaged to do is to uproot the kind of corruption in the Ministry of Housing, in the HDC, that has plagued that sector of governance for forever, it seems.
Be that as it may, why can't the public know the criteria by which houses will be allocated? The PNM had a system which was so corrupt, which I think continues, and that is, they had something like a lottery. Am I not right? They had a lottery. So that, first of all, how your name get into the computer is the first thing. So that's the first act of corruption. And then they have this lottery. Houses should not be allocated on the basis of luck, but rather on the basis of need. Where are the documents? Where are the evidence to indicate that people who need houses are getting it? We have information that there are people who own 2 and 3 NHA houses. There are people who live in New York and
leasing
houses and rent them here and so on. All that corruption is going on. I didn't know that Ms. John did anything about that.
Well, you can't, in fairness to Jerlene John,
yes,
you can't expect that she's going to come in overnight.
Certainly I say that. But the least you can do is to inform the public the criteria by which houses will be allocated. Also, I see that one of the corruption, as is known, was that in the construction of houses themselves. Right? The UNC policy was that you provide people with land. And when you provide people with land, so that they may build their own house. We even went so far as to provide them with plans, which included the idea of a starter house, where they build according to their need at the time. And should the gentleman get married, puts up another room. Should they have a child, a third room.
But there's actually an informal structure of that across the country already anyway.
But so that give the people the land so that they don't have to squat and do it. And that will do two things. What that will do is it'll take the demand off for building materials and therefore lower the price. If you're building all these houses at one time, you're going to need all the materials at one time. If, however, somebody is building according to their capacity, the ability to build, they will only want so much materials as they can use at the given moment. And at the end of it, after they've built their houses slowly according to their ability, they would own the house without a mortgage. Right now, the present system, it makes people indebted. Not only are they indebted, but their children will be indebted when they buy these broken down houses for $300,000 or whatever it is they're selling them at. That was not the UNC policy. The UNC policy was to provide land as far as possible and let the people build their own homes. It also gives them a greater sense of pride. That I built this.
More importantly, a greater sense of responsibility.
Exactly.
What I also wanted to talk about with you was these developments in the Ministry of Labor with respect to the URP, which was a problem for your administration as well, and it continues to be a political problem. So we're going to talk about that. We have a short news update, and there's lots more when we come back after this break. Stay with us, please.
Yes.